All right, thank you. Yep, as she said, I will just go over some general information about Arizona State University, and then we can have some questions and answers after, but you can also type any questions or thoughts into the chat feature throughout the presentation so you don't forget, or I can always try and address them as I go through. So my name is Kelsey Hutton. I'm an international recruiter at ASU. I will put my contact information in the chat so you can save it. If you have more questions after the presentation, you can contact me directly and I'll be happy to help. So we always start with the ASU Charter. This is our philosophy on education. It's what sets us apart from other universities in the United States and in the world. ASU is a comprehensive public research university measured not by whom it excludes, but by whom it includes and how they succeed, advancing public research and discovery for the greater good. This is really important to us because we want education to be accessible for anyone who wants to pursue a degree in higher education. So we don't discriminate from anyone who wants to apply. If you meet the minimum requirements, you will be admitted. You're not competing against other students to get in here. We also welcome students from all different kinds of backgrounds, different social backgrounds, economic, geographic, linguistic, religious, political. We want a lot of diversity in our university because we believe that that's what leads to progress for positive change in the future. This is a great atmosphere to be a part of because there are so many students here from so many different backgrounds. You can probably meet someone that you have a lot in common with here at ASU. And even better, you can meet someone completely different from you that you would have never had the opportunity to meet if you hadn't come to ASU. So ASU is one of the best schools and largest schools in the United States. We're famous worldwide. We are ranked number 4 in the US for undergraduate education. We're also number 4 for first year experience. So if you're joining us as a first year university student, we have great resources for you. We're also in the top 25 for business programs. And we have the most comprehensive engineering program in the United States as well. We are number 1 in the US for innovation. And now I believe it's for 7 years in a row. And that's above Ivy League schools like MIT and Harvard and Stanford. And innovation to us means a lot of different things. It means that we always want to be moving forward and changing and coming up with new ideas. Like we have robots that drive around our campus. They're completely autonomous to deliver food to students. We're always changing the structure of our curricula with world-renowned professors who've received, Pulitzer Prizes. Our women's robotics team is ranked number 2 in the entire world. We developed the main camera system for the Mars rover Perseverance. Those are just some examples of our innovation, and you'll see other examples throughout the presentation as well. We're also known globally. We're number 1 in the US for global impact and number 5 in the world for global impact. We actually met our goal to reduce our carbon footprint 6 years ahead of schedule. And then we're not just in the top 10 universities chosen by international students, but as of this year, we are the number 1 university chosen by international students in the United States. Thanks, yeah. We are in the top 1% of the world's most prestigious universities. And then you can see there at the bottom that we have about 11,000 students from other countries attending ASU from over 135 different countries. So, it's just a really neat place to be a part of. And because we have such a huge international population, that means that we have a lot of the programs and support and resources and a really welcoming campus for our international students. And we do have a very large campus. Nearly 75,000 students attend on campus at ASU. That's not including our online population. And you can see that almost half of that population is from underrepresented demographics. So just a little bit about where we are. We're in the southwest corner of the United States. We are in the state of Arizona and in the metropolitan area of Phoenix. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the United States. So you have all of the benefits of living in a large city: great food and restaurants, concerts, shows, like even Broadway shows come on campus, museums, art, public transportation, diversity. But if you don't like the city life, we easily have a million things to do just outside the city. Maybe 1 or 2 hour drive. You can be in the mountains, and in the winter you can go skiing. Phoenix is actually in a desert, so it's quite hot here in the summer. It's really pleasant in the spring and winter. Like right now, the weather is gorgeous. But if you're like me and you like the outdoors, you can easily escape every weekend and go enjoy that. We also have an international airport that's very conveniently located and goes to a lot of different places throughout the world. So like I said, it is the 5th largest city in the United States. I wanted to talk very briefly kind of about how our campuses are spread out. So you'll see that we have 4 main campuses, and then we also have a smaller campus that's quite a ways away, Lake Havasu. And if you're interested in learning about that, I can talk about it one-on-one with you. But the 4 main campuses are throughout the metropolitan area. We do have a free shuttle bus that goes between the campuses. And that's another thing that makes us unique. Not only can you choose the major that you want to study, but you can also choose the campus that you want to study on, because all of them have kind of a unique feel. So the West Campus, pictured here at the bottom right corner, is a lot smaller. It has about 5,000 students, and popular majors on this campus are interdisciplinary majors or art majors. It's a lot more laid back, slow paced kind of feel. We also have the Polytechnic campus. That is kind of a desert oasis. You're really in the desert, different kind of plant life, and it's a lot quieter. But the popular majors there would be some of our engineering programs, our robotics program, and the most popular is our aviation program, because this campus is located near a small airport where students can practice flying the planes. Then we have our downtown campus, which is in the heart of Phoenix. It's a really interesting campus because it's in the hustle and bustle of the city. Popular majors on this campus are pre-law, pre-med, nursing, and journalism, because they have opportunities to study in the actual company or organization or news station, for example, or hospital if you're doing nursing, get internships, so it's conveniently located. And then we have the Tempe campus, where I am, and that is our largest and oldest campus. This is where the university started. It has about 54,000 students, so it's significantly bigger. And because it's our main campus, this is where all of the main sporting events, like our football games or basketball games, are held, as well as a lot of other social events that students like to attend, and what you think of when you think of American University. So we do have a lot of different options, and we have great resources for you to explore those options. If you want to take a screenshot or remember these websites. They're very useful. We have the Campus Fit quiz. You can see what campus might suit your comfort the best. We also have the Me3 quiz, where you can answer some questions and maybe figure out the right career path for yourself and what majors, what areas of study would be best for that career path. And then we have our undergraduate degree search, which I think is the most important. So I'm going to type it in the chat, asu.edu/degrees. If you go there, you can search for undergraduate and graduate degree programs that we offer, and you can just type in the keyword and it will pull up all of the degrees related to that term. And it will also provide links to the program website where you can see detailed information about the degree program and if there are any additional requirements for admission. So speaking of degrees, we have over 350 different undergraduate degree programs. And all of these are housed under 16 different colleges and schools. And you'll have your own academic advisor within each department that you'll work with to help you schedule classes and give you advice. And then you'll also be living with other students who are within the same school or college. We also have an honors college. This is great if you're thinking about pursuing a graduate degree, or if you're thinking about going to medical school or law school. This provides extra opportunities for undergraduate research programs. You'll take your regular classes that, I'm sorry, I need to admit a couple people. There you go. You'll take your regular classes, and then on top of that, you'll have some honors classes as well. The Honors College is located on all 4 of our campuses, and there might be some extra scholarship opportunities with them as well. I'm not sure what exactly, but you can contact them if you're interested in applying for the honors school. A little bit about the community on campus, and this goes for all of the campuses. So just think of ASU as it's in the metropolitan area of Phoenix, and it just has pockets throughout the city. But it's all ASU, it's not separate universities, and multiple degrees are offered at all of the campuses. So don't think of them as being different. On these campuses, we have over 1,000 different clubs and organizations. We have 65 different religious organizations and houses of worship. We have, of course, fitness centers. We have many libraries. We have dining halls. We have little markets where you can shop, lots of restaurants. It really is like your own little town. We recommend that students do live on campus their first year of attending ASU because you're more successful academically and socially, because everything is around you. It's accessible and easy. And like I said before, you'll be living with students who are studying something similar. So if you're studying business administration, you're going to be living with other students within the business school. And that's great because you can easily meet people who have something in common with you. If you ever miss class, you can get some notes. And every residential hall will have a community advisor that can guide you to other resources on campus that you might need. So there's lots of support provided. We also care about our students' safety on campus. We have wellness centers. We have our own police force, safety escorts if you ever want one. All of the residential halls are secured, and we have an app on your phone where you can use all these resources easily. Like I said before, we have over 1,000 different student organizations and clubs. This could be anything from intramural sports to career-based clubs. So it could be something just helps you relax in your free time, or it could be something strategic, a way that you can network within your field or create opportunities for jobs in the future. And we do recommend that students join this because it's better for your mental health and just provides support and friendship. So you can see some of the different examples there. And we really have so many different kinds. It could be anything from international food club to chess club to joining a Quidditch team. I mean, it's everything you can think of. You can also study abroad, even as an international student at ASU. So we have over 300 programs in 65 different countries. The duration of the programs could be anywhere from 1 or 2 weeks to a summer or semester or a full year. And there are different scholarships available for those programs. They now offer study abroad opportunities online. So you could actually stay in the United States, keep attending ASU, and then you could take some classes at a university abroad online, which also helps with the cost as well. We have a first year success center, which now has been renamed Student Success Center because they don't just help first year students, but they provide support for continuing students, sophomore, junior, and seniors. They provide one-on-one group coaching, in-person help, email or phone advice. A lot of times you're paired with one mentor who will help you with whatever you need. They have advice or classes in personal development or nutrition or budgeting, organization. It can be really overwhelming to start at a university and have to be an adult and live by yourself or live with other students who don't know what they're doing. And it can also be overwhelming, especially if you're coming from another country. So we have people that are here to help you get through that successfully. And then one of the most important things and biggest advantages of coming to Arizona State University is our connection to large companies and employers, not just in the United States, but throughout the world. So Phoenix is the 6th best place in the United States to find a job. And that's because we have a lot of large companies that have headquarters here, like Wells Fargo, Intel. Who else do we have? There's tons. I think Amazon is going to be opening something up here. And we're also really close to Silicon Valley. We're just about a 5-hour drive or like an hour plane ride away from Los Angeles and San Diego. So just physically, you're in a good spot to make some of these connections with employers. And you can see there we're number 3 in the world for student employer connections. And almost 90% of our graduates receive a job offer within 3 months of graduating. And that's because we have a network of over 500,000 alumni who retain these connections with ASU. So they attend ASU, they get these jobs, these big companies, and then they come back and they try and recruit from ASU. We have career fairs on campus. We also have representatives from different companies who come into classrooms or academic buildings, set up a booth so you can get to know them and see what they're looking for in a candidate. And we also have career services for our students. They can help you develop your CV and resume. They can help you with interview practice. They can help you find internships. And for international students, there's also a possibility of OPT, optional professional training, where you can remain in the United States and work for up to 1 or 2 years if you find a job within your field of study. So there's lots of opportunities to start your career after ASU, and it can be a really scary process to do that, but it doesn't have to be. We want it to be enjoyable and exciting, and we want the transition from graduating university to the workforce to be a good one for you. Like I said, we're number 1 in the United States for innovation, and part of that is because of the patents that we put out. We are a research university, and so we're always working on different projects. There's always different opportunities to get involved in. Like, for example, as you can see at the bottom, breaking the world record for solar cell energy. We have solar panels all over our campus. We live in the desert, so we have to take advantage of that sunshine. We discovering the birth of different stars, priming the ocean's carbon pump, shrinking tumors with nanobots. Oh, I lost my screen here. There we go. All kinds of things that we're involved in. We're very proud of that. And again, this is research that doesn't just benefit ASU. We're not concerned just about what can make us look good. We put our time and energy and money and academic efforts into things that will make the world a better place, that will create students who go out and continue their own endeavors that help their own communities that they're coming from. That's what's most important to us. So a little bit about our admission requirements and process. We are the Sun Devils. That's our mascot. Sorry, I'm trying to admit people as they join. There we go. And the way that you become a Sun Devil at Arizona State University is by meeting just the general requirements for admission. So you must have, if you're coming as a first year student, so, and this is for undergraduate first year students, you must have a 3.0 grade point average on a 4.0 scale. If your high school didn't use that grading scale or used a different curriculum, that's okay. We have credential evaluators who do the conversions. And we also require that you send in your official transcripts, I'll talk about later, and then you'll have to show proof that you graduated from high school. So the reason why we need those transcripts is because we are a test optional school. We do not require the ACT or SAT score. That might be appealing to you. And I know a lot of other universities in the United States do require those. So we don't. We want to see your transcripts so we can check your grade point average, but we also want to see that you took 4 years of high school level math and 3 years of high school level science. If you're in a different curriculum, like an IB program, or I mean, I know a lot of you might take certain national exams. We also accept those, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you have specific questions, you can talk to me personally. If you are a transfer student, I'm not sure if that applies to any of you, but if you've already taken some university classes, you can transfer to ASU as well to finish your degree program here. If you're from a non-English speaking country, you have to provide proof of English proficiency. That would be a TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo test. If you attended a high school whose medium of instruction was English, then you wouldn't have to provide a test, an English test score. We would just need a letter from the high school that we would just need a letter from the school that states the medium of instruction was English. If you're getting a second undergraduate degree, we probably would not need high school transcripts. We would need your bachelor's transcripts though, from your previous degree. So speaking of transcripts, something that's really important to remember when applying is that we cannot accept transcripts from students. Official transcripts from high school or university must come directly from the school itself, from the issuing institution. So, or I guess if your school isn't able to send them, but you could contact your Ministry of Education, we would also accept them from the Ministry of Education or EducationUSA, an official entity. If you have your transcripts and you just scan and email them to ASU, we won't accept them because we won't be able to authenticate them or verify that they're real. If you have questions about how to send the transcripts, you can ask them and I'll address them after the presentation, or you can email me and I'll give you more details. They can be mailed or emailed from your school. So after you apply to ASU, or actually before you apply, if you go to that degree program website that I provided earlier, a feature that you'll see there is the major map. And that's where you can see a list of the required courses that you have to take to graduate, and also when you can take them. So it's listed by semester, or what we call the term, for the whole undergraduate program. And this will give you an idea if this is actually something that you're interested in studying. So if you think you want to study engineering, and you check the major map for that degree program, and you see a lot of calculus classes and you hate math, maybe you shouldn't study engineering. So it just gives you a good idea of what you'll be doing in that program. So as I was saying, after you apply, you'll have your own ASU account called your My ASU page. And for this, you'll track your application process and progress. You can see any outstanding tasks that you need to complete. You can also see information about your academic support team, what programs you're in. We have something called Devil to Devil, where you can talk to other ASU students. It's kind of your one-stop shop for everything. There's an academic and event calendar. This is where your courses will be listed. You'll have your schedule here. It's foolproof. Everything you need to do and know will be on this page, personalized for you. There's also a finances tab within this page. Here you can see any outstanding bills or charges. You can also see any financial aid or scholarships you've received and when they'll be dispersed. And you can give access to this to other people in your family so they can view billing information, they can view your application status or see your classes and grades. So the whole family can stay connected. So the cost of attendance for ASU international undergraduate students is highest estimate is about $55,000. So like I said, this is the highest estimate and this is all inclusive. So it might not be what you're actually paying. You can see the breakdown there. Our base tuition for undergraduate international students is about $31,000. Whoops, sorry. It's similar to our out-of-state students as well. And you can see that the other fees there will vary. The undergraduate college fee will depend on what program you're in. Same with on-campus housing and meals. It depends on where you're living and the meal plan that you choose, books and supplies, transportation, personal expenses. All of that will vary. You can make those costs significantly lower. Health insurance is mandatory. And then there is a visa administration fee that international students have to pay. So again, this is the highest estimate. This is what you'll have to show on your I-20 form to get your visa. It might not be what you actually pay, depending on your situation. So if you do have official transcripts, yes, they can be mailed from the school. And even if the student has the originals, we will accept the originals from the student by mail. We just have to verify that they are authentic. So if we get the physical copy, we're going to look for a raised seal. We're going to look for the signature. We're going to look for like the color. We're going to know if it's just a photocopy. So yes, original documents can come from the school or the student. We do accept Common App and Coalition, and we have our own ASU application. And yes, 55 is the highest estimated cost. We don't offer international application fee waivers. And that's because if you can't afford the application fee of $85, we would be worried that you wouldn't be able to afford to come to the United States at all or to ASU at all. So that's kind of our reasoning there. Of course, there are going to be a lot of questions about scholarships. So we do have the new American University Scholarship. This is really the only one that we have for specifically for international students admitted to ASU. This is great because you're automatically considered for this award when you're admitted. There's no separate application. There's no additional like test scores or anything needed for the new American University Scholarship. It's not need-based though, it is merit-based. So they would look at your high school GPA, or if you're a transfer student with previous university credits, they would look at your university GPA. The better your marks were, the higher your grade point average, the more money you would receive. The amount varies from year to year, and it varies depending on your academic standing. So the maximum offer could range between $15,000 to $14,000 per year. So it would only cover about half of the tuition if you received the maximum offer. However, it is renewable all 4 years of your undergraduate degree program. So if you do receive this amount and you maintain a 3.0 GPA throughout your undergraduate program, you could continue to receive that amount. If your grade point average isn't that high, you might only be awarded maybe $3,000. So that wouldn't really cover enough. We do have other scholarships. The scholarship portal on our website, scholarships.asu.edu. You can search for ASU scholarships that are offered from different departments within ASU. And then it also has information about private scholarships offered outside of ASU. So it's a great resource. It has a filter function where you can put your status. So your year, your grade point average, your residency, your visa type. And then we also have work study opportunities. So that means that on an F1 visa, you can work for up to 20 hours a week at a place on campus or off campus. So that can help earn some extra money. It's also great just to learn the culture and meet people as well. So a lot of our international students who come to ASU do actually work on campus. I'm going to share some of these links in the chat after the presentation. We also have information sessions about other topics. So it's a similar style to this one that I'm doing now. If you go to visit.asu.edu, you can learn more about the admission process. You can learn more about the academic program you're thinking about studying. So each school or college, like the schools of engineering or the business school or the college, teachers college, they all have their own information sessions. You can join virtually like this with a question and answer feature. And then finally, how to apply. You can go to this website and you can find links to our ASU application or the Common App or Coalition app. And you can find our contact information as well. So I'll put this here in the chat for you. And then if you want to contact me after the presentation, I'll put my email as well. If you just go to asu.edu, we have a search feature on our website, like a Google within the ASU websites. You can type in things like scholarship, international student, degree program, and it will take you to the correct page if you didn't find all those links today. You'll also see a QR code here on the screen. If you take a picture of that, it will take you to a page where you can put in your contact information so that we can send you information if you're interested, or you can just contact me directly, like I said before. So I'm going to now put some other websites in the chat, and then I can take any other questions maybe that I didn't answer during the presentation. You can unmute yourself or you can type them in the chat, and I'll try and talk a little bit more about it. Sorry, you can probably hear my dog walking around. All right, so I'm gonna put some of these links in the chat. So here is our ASU scholarship search portal. You can apply for scholarships at any point before you come to ASU, while you're a student. Different scholarships are offered at different times. You should always read the criteria, whether it's an ASU scholarship or a private scholarship from another organization, and make sure that you are eligible to apply for it as an international student. We have a page specifically for international students interested in scholarships or financial aid. This website that I just put in the chat has links to external websites that have scholarships for international students who want to study in the United States. So even if you don't come to ASU, you might find some scholarships on those websites that could help you, even if you attend another university. And then we'll put one more. Our New American University Award for international students. Some information about that. Are there any other questions? About life in Arizona, about transcripts, about admission requirements, anything?
Hello.
Hi.
This is Cedric. I would like to ask, when is the academic, period start? And have also a question of those who wants to go to graduate school. Could you speak more about the graduate school?
Yeah, great question. And I'm so sorry, I can't believe I didn't mention. So our main intakes are for the fall, it would be mid-August. So fall 2022, the term starts on August 18th. And then we also have a lot of students who come in the spring, and that intake is usually at the beginning of January. So this year, the spring term started January 10th. The exact date varies from year to year, but about mid-August and about the beginning of January each year. So we accept applications on a rolling basis. That means we don't have a hard deadline. We do have priority deadlines where we recommend students apply. For undergraduate, and I know you're interested in graduate, but I'm just going to mention this for everyone. For undergraduate applicants who want to attend in the fall, which is when most students come, the priority deadline to apply is May 1st. So if you want to come this fall, we recommend that you submit your application, transcripts, everything else by May 1st. If you can't do that and you submit on June 1st, that's okay, we'll still accept it, but it doesn't give you a lot of time to prepare to come here. And then the deadline for the spring term for undergraduate students is November 1st. With graduate students, it varies a lot depending on your graduate program. So everything at the graduate level, if you're pursuing a master's or a doctorate degree, is very program specific. They have their own deadlines, and they are hard deadlines for a lot of them. And it's not even like for the department. So you really have to contact them directly. I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm going to share a different screen now. Give me a second. This will be good for everyone to see. So basically, to answer your question about graduate school, you have to just contact them directly. I'm going to share this screen. So this is the website I put in the chat earlier. I'll share it again. Our academic programs. So you can search here for bachelor's degrees or master's or PhD programs. For example, if you are interested in pursuing a graduate degree, you go to this webpage and you type in what you're interested in studying. So let's say you're interested in computer science. We have 56 degrees related to computer science in our graduate program. So let's just choose a master's in computer science. You click on that, it will take you to the degree program webpage. And you can do this with our undergraduate degree program as well. Here it will give you the details of the program, the requirements to graduate, and then the admission requirements. And again, this is not for all graduate programs. This is for the computer science, Masters of Science specifically. So I can't answer specific questions about these. You have to go to that department. At the graduate level, you don't really work a lot with general graduate admissions. You work with the department specifically. It will also show the application deadlines for each term, for opportunities. And this is where you have to look. So for any of you interested in a graduate program, please go to the program webpage specifically. If you ask me questions about it, I won't know. There are hundreds and hundreds of degree programs. I do not have them memorized at the graduate level because I mostly work with undergraduate students. So this is where you can find the contact information and ask any specific questions about the program. So we did, let's see, funding opportunities for graduate school. That's a good question. We do have funding opportunities. There are different scholarships. So you can use that same scholarship search portal that I provided, the ASU scholarship resource for graduate scholarships. We also, there are research assistant and teaching assistant positions for graduate students as well. Pull up that page here. So that was the search feature I mentioned before. If you go to our university website, you can search for anything. That magnifying glass, I use it all the time. So at the job search portal, if you're an undergraduate, you just want to get a part-time job on campus at a restaurant or market, you can search for on-campus jobs. If you're a prospective graduate student, you can search for research assistant or teaching assistant positions. That again is something that you would deal with within the specific department. Or you can even reach out to professors within your degree program and get more information about that. So the funding is available. I don't know how much, and I don't know, there's no way to answer that because it really just depends on the grant or program or, term that you're applying for. So generally, yes, they are available, but there's lots of different answers to that, I guess. So I hope that's kind of helpful. And the same with the admission requirements, it really depends on the program. So the degree search and let's see if I pull it back up again. Yeah, so this page is going to be really helpful because that's where you can get all the information about the specific programs. All very good questions. Is there anything else? And again, I can share this recording and you have my contact information, so you can review some of these things after the presentation today. All right, well, if there's nothing else, I guess I can wrap things up.